Let's start with that 17.5 billion. Why all of a sudden, if you will, over the past year, have we seen these extra contributions? Have companies been forced to do it?
Well, companies have an obligation to fund the pensions that they've promised to provide. And last year, we saw the deficit had risen to a record level as the stock market was low. And so, as a result, the companies have stepped in and made those extra payments.
So it's not just the extra contributions that have helped shrink the hole, it's the market, right, as well?
Oh, the market has risen as well, and that has helped to ease the situation.
Have employees also been forced, if you will, to contribute more?
Well, companies have been making changes to their pension schemes, and there's been unprecedented changes in the last year. That affects the benefits that build up for the future. Employees don't pay extra contributions to plug the deficit. That's the responsibility of the companies.
The collective pension deficit, if you will, is obviously, let's not kid ourselves, is still huge. Although it's shrinking, does that perhaps suggest that our pension schemes are healthier than what we originally thought, or is there still a big problem out there?
Well, they're healthier than they were this time last year, but still 50 billion is a large number. And as I said, a number of companies are making changes to their schemes. They're closing down the generous final salary schemes and replacing them with less generous defined contribution schemes.
I'm glad you just touched on that, because these defined contribution schemes is the trend, if you will, the way we're going. But they are, of course, more volatile, right, or vulnerable, I should say, to the volatility of the market. So any advice, brief advice for people out there to look at alternatives to boost the pension?
Well, I think anyone who is in a defined contribution scheme needs to look at how much is being paid in there and how much that might deliver as a pension, because it used to be if you were in a company pension scheme, you were okay. Nowadays, you're in a company pension scheme, you might not be okay, and the generation of people retiring 15, 20, 25 years will not be getting the same pensions as the people retiring today.